There's almost nothing so beautiful as forgiveness. Botham Jean was killed in 2018 in his apartment by an off-duty police officer who thought he was an intruder. The courtroom scene where she received forgiveness from Jean's brother brought tears to many eyes, including my own. Where many saw beauty, others seethed with anger. Some saw another example of African Americans forgiving their oppressors when they should have been demanding change. Similar drama played out after the infamous Charleston shootings by a white supremacist in 2015. So the question is, must we choose between forgiveness and justice? And does forgiveness merely empower abusers? Enter Tim Keller in his latest book, Forgive, Why Should I and How Can I? The best-selling author, co-founder of the Gospel Coalition, doesn't neglect the cost of forgiveness. He writes this: forgiveness is always a form of voluntary suffering that brings about a greater good. End quote. Now, sometimes that greater good accrues to the one who forgives. It may feel like an optional exercise, but only if we don't consider the alternative. Keller writes this: if you don't deal with your wrath through forgiveness, wrath can make you a wraith, turning slowly but surely into a restless spirit, into someone who's controlled by the past, someone who's haunted. End quote. That was a good one, Tim. Tim Keller joins me now on Gospel Bound to discuss what happens when a society doesn't forgive, whether it's ever okay not to forgive, the 2 stages of forgiveness, and more. Thanks, Tim. Welcome back to Gospel Bound.
Happy to talk to you about this.
All right, Tim, you say that when a society doesn't forgive, the results are horrifying. Do you see horrifying results in our society today?
Well, yes. I mean, there's no doubt that we're more polarized, and I do think a big part of that is an unwritten, unstated assumption that if you are really for justice, if you're really for the right, you really don't forgive people, but you just stay outraged. You stay angry. In fact, a lack of anger is really seen as letting the other person off the hook. It's really being less than committed to justice. It's almost like to be angry and to be for justice are almost the same thing. And if you're not angry, then you're really not committed to justice. And so
right.
That's overtly stated on the right. On the left, I would say, though, it's almost been adopted by the right, even though I don't think they would like to agree. I don't think they'd agree that they've been, in a sense, captivated by a leftist ideology. But there's no doubt that people on the right, as you know, for example, right now, and let's not go there, this is not really the subject of the book, are afraid of trying to be winsome.
Yeah, right.
They're trying to be kind and nice, and they say that just plays into the hands of the people who are trying to take over the country and trying to destroy us. And so that's not very far from the left saying you're supposed to stay angry. You're not supposed to be kind and understanding. You have to stay angry or you're not for justice. So justice and forgiveness are seen as opposites now.